Welcome to Hardheaded Podcast. It's time to join the conversation. Welcome to Hardheaded Podcast. We're so happy for you to join us today. We got Troy eating a snack, Trussell.
Snap into it. Slim Jim.
To my left, I got Matt Amos to my right. He's full of energy and joy.
Texting at this time.
Spunk.
And then I'm Chet Sears, your host today. We're going to hear what's on Troy's mind, and then we're going to shift our conversation to the top 3 ways to cook a potato. Potato.
How do you spell potato?
We're going to cook them. This is not Sesame Street.
Ask George Bush.
And then we're going to hear a good word from Matt. Troy, what's on your mind?
So, there's a lot of crazy things going on in the world these days. Terrible things, right?
Terrible, as Charles Barkley would say.
Terrible. But every time there's a terrible something that happens or, whatever, there's usually some people that stand up and want to boycott this company, that company, this person, cancel this person, cancel that person, we've talked about cancel culture before, but the boycotting, I think we need to figure out a different way to go about these things, because boycotting, it just doesn't work.
Okay. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't.
I don't think it does.
If people did it, it would, but saying there's a boycott and actually boycotting
something is two different things. So, for instances back, I don't know, I guess a couple of years ago when Target made their bathrooms
either sex.
Either sex. That was a stupid, ridiculous, dumb idea.
Yeah.
And some people got hurt in the process and scared and whatever.
Yeah.
And then a handful of people boycotted Target.
Maybe.
That's what I mean.
Whoever said I'm boycotting Target, I bet they've been in Target since then.
I bet, yeah, exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
The people that are standing up for boycotts, they're not following through.
No, nobody ever follows through on their word, Troy.
I know.
Yeah.
It's stupid. So we got to figure out something else.
Just do it. Don't say you're going to do it. Just do it.
Just do it. So like Disney recently has come out and has been very unapologetic about, hey, we're going to put something about LGBTQ, T, whatever all the letters are. We're going to put something like that in all of our Disney movies. So what happens next?
You still watch Disney movies?
No. What happens next in the media? People are coming out boycotting Disney.
Who?
A handful of people.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. There's got to be, I don't know.
Got to be a better way.
There's got to be a better way to do something if something bothers you, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know what that is.
Just stop buying it. Just quit talking about it. So,
I like that.
Bud Light.
Yeah.
What about Bud Light?
What do you mean, what about Bud Light? You know about Bud Light.
What's been going on Bud Light?
Bud Light. They're going in a different direction than what their people that drink Bud Light would like them to go.
Is that right? What are they doing?
That's what I hear. They're using social influencers of the trans variety to push their product.
Okay.
And there's some people that are pretty upset about it.
Kid Rock being one. That was awesome.
Did you see that?
Yeah. So I saw him shooting up a bunch of cans of Bud Light.
Yeah, with a fully auto MP5, by the way.
Which I support 100%.
100%.
It's his right to do that.
Yeah.
It was so good.
However, I'm on kind of a roll lately with our live stream, a week ago, whatever it was. Who cares?
No, here's what I'm saying. I'm with you, but I get together with an annual fishing trip group of guys.
Mm-hmm. And you all drink Bud Light.
there had been a lot of Bud Light at that event, and there was some text flying around. If anybody shows up with Bud Light, we got problems.
What are you going to show up with, though? Because Coors Light actively supports LGBTQ plus events annually.
So
I saw a video of a dude walking around on TikTok. He was emptying his coolers, throwing away all his Bud Light, putting his Coors Light in. I'm like,
yeah, Coors Light. So here's
same thing. They support the same thing.
But I'll tell you the difference. I think here's the difference in the Bud Light versus Coors Light. Whether or not you're going to support, donate, whatever, because a lot of people that don't agree with a lot of this kind of stuff all wear Patagonia, and they take company profits and directly donate to that kind of stuff, not just, salaries of the people that work there donate. It's like, no, we take money off of the books and put it in these campaigns. So there's not, don't get all worked up about it on some brands and others. I think the Bud Light one hit it pretty hard, not because, and I think people are okay if you're going to be a company and you're going to go do these kind of things, go do it. But if you're going to market, like you're going to make commercials and say, because the commercials are what people identify with. Like I learned about this way back when in marketing classes. A lot of the commercials that are out there aren't to go get you to buy product. It's once you've bought that product, we're affirming that you made a good choice.
Right.
Built Ford tough doesn't mean I just want to get somebody that's tough to buy my vehicle. It's somebody that already bought my vehicle now can adopt that identity, right? That's part of it. So if Bud Light has been, what's the one of the most fun commercials that ever existed was what's up? You remember that?
That was Budweiser.
Was that Budweiser or Bud Light?
That was
It's
Budweiser.
still Anheuser-Busch. Anheuser-Busch owns them all.
That's the frogs.
Yeah.
But all of this, I drink that brand. I affiliate with that humor. Like those are kind of, that's fun. And then now, the people that I know that drink Bud Light are blue collar, and blue collar is not that way. That's not who they want representing them, especially Bud Light. And Anheuser-Busch, Stella Artois, they've got all other kind of stuff. They're like, that lines up with it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the people that are boycotting Bud Light,
they're not boycotting. There's been no organized boycott that I know of, and I've been following this.
The people that are shooting it up saying, I'm never going to buy it again.
They're not saying that. They're just shooting it up. They're like, I'm not drinking that.
Yeah, so they're saying I'm never going to buy it again. They're actively boycotting it by their actions.
But they're not talking about it.
Yeah, but they're doing it and showing it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
they're not saying, "Hey, everybody, stop buying Bud Light." Kid Rock's saying, "This is the Bud Light I had in my cooler. Now I'm shooting it up. I'm never drinking it again." And Travis Tritt's like, "I have a rider that I want. This is what I want every time I have a concert. Yeah, I'm taking them off." Like it's
are they going to take off all Anheuser-Busch products?
I think they are, yeah.
Because Anheuser-Busch makes Bud Light and they make a whole host of other beers.
Yeah, I think they are. It's just like I'm done with all this stuff. I don't want to be a part of, that's not representative of me, and they're pushing it out in everybody's face, so I'm just going to stop drinking it, and I'm letting people know, hey, I used to be, Bud Light used to sponsor my concert tours. I'm just letting you know I've broken all contact and they're not going to be any part of my concerts going forward. That's not necessarily a boycott. That's just responding.
They're saying, I don't identify with that brand anymore.
Right. And their brand manager, their brand person at Anheuser-Busch is like, I know that this ad campaign is going to go against the people that drink our beer. I want younger people that are hip to drink our beer. So forget whoever's buying it now. I don't care. Our sales have been in decline.
Wait, he really said that?
She.
Oh, well,
their sales have been in decline. And they're like, okay, with the existing marketing strategy that we had and the product that we offer, like our clientele is dying off, like literally, because they're getting old. And so we need younger people to come and buy our stuff. So screw everybody. Screw Travis Tritt and Kid Rock. We don't want them anymore.
So they went after 0.2% of the population? Freaking imbeciles. I hope they go bankrupt.
But it's not just 0.2% of the population. It's that 0.2 that is
plus all the people that support
that directly represents that, and then you've got
the supporters. Yeah,
48%, 49% that
no, it's not that high.
That supports.
I wouldn't say it's that high.
It's not
whatever somebody wants to.
I think one of the bigger mistakes that people are making today is to say that because you support LGB that you support T. And I think that there's some L's and G's that are drawing a line.
They're trying. Well, they're saying I don't want to be lumped in with that, and I don't identify with this brand anymore. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, and for me, whatever. I mean, it's funny that those people weren't that fired up when the classic icon of Aunt Jemima was taken off of a syrup bottle, or Uncle Ben was taken off of the rice, and stuff. I mean. They weren't there. They celebrated that, and now they're upset that people are upset that somebody that they don't want is being put on whatever. And so it's just going back and forth. Who don't talk about it. Who cares? It's like what was it? It's like what Morgan Freeman? It's like what he said about racism. How do we stop racism?
Quit talking about
it. Because all you're doing is you're solidifying that relationship. If you're against it, then those other people are saying, well, I identify with that, so I'm going to drink Bud Light even harder. I'm going to drink it even harder now. Right? And so
I'm going to get wasted every day on Bud Light.
It's that 50% marketing strategy where, it's what Trump ran on for office. He's like, and I believe he's written it in his book. He goes, if I can get 50% of the population to hate me, the 50% and really talk about it and get vocal about it, I can get that other 50% to elect me because they're going to show up. And so it's that same strategy that they're trying to.
And unfortunately, he was just talking about the alive people and didn't realize that the dead people were going to show up and vote too.
So, all that aside, I mean, but it's the same strategy. If you can get 50% of the people to basically do your advertising for you, because now Bud Light's all over. I mean, they probably have more posts on social media going around than they have in.
But here's the deal. What also is going around and Troy used to have this job, is there are salesmen that are like, the cooler is still full of Bud Light. I got stuff on the truck and nowhere to put it.
Yeah, I was a Bud Light rep. I was a point of sale rep for a while.
And they're saying they're not
moving it.
They're not moving it at all.
Makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I'm not an Anheuser-Busch client anymore. I quit drinking last July. So,
but to the point of people I think are just doing it. They're just like, I'm not buying this anymore. And in my case specifically, where I know people that are like, yeah, I'm hosting, don't bring it. Like, and if somebody did bring it, they're just going to call them names the whole time. It's not like, oh, I hate your guts now. It's just like, yeah, you will hear no end to the ridicule.
They'll get roasted all weekend.
Look at drinking that tranny fluid.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's like, yeah, you drink matches your fishing now. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, I think that's the answer. Just don't talk about it.
100%. Just leave it alone. Who cares?
So
let it go.
Case in point. The pizza place right down here.
Nola's?
Yeah. You're like, hey, let's get Nola's. I was like, no, dude, I vowed I would never buy anything from them ever again. So no, we're not getting Nola's.
And you haven't.
I haven't.
I eat there like 3 times a week.
Am I posting on social? And am I mad at you? No. If you want to eat there, eat there. I made a vow to them. I actually said it to their face. Never buying a pizza from you ever again. I got to live with that. Do you have to live with that? No, that's your choice. You do whatever you want to do. Am I posting that on social media? I'm podcasting about it now. But am I posting on social media?
You're just proving a point.
Everybody just go and
everybody needs a boycott.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's just
stupid.
I'm going to do what I want to do. You do what you want to do. And if we happen to agree that we're not going to do that anymore, and enough of people feel that way, then it's going to impact them. But I shouldn't have to drum that up for you.
Yeah.
So,
all right,
don't boycott this podcast because Bad made derogatory
Actually, you know what?
Car parts.
This podcast sucks.
A third of it does.
1/3.
Okay, we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get into a heated debate around the best ways to cook potatoes.
A heated debate?
A heated debate. I like that.
I know you do.
I was trying to think of something clever to say right before you hit.
We'll be back.
And I couldn't think of it.
After these short messages.
Are you driving traffic to your website? Do you have an engaging homepage? Better yet, does your homepage have a video? We recently created a video for a client about his business and the services they provide. Since he placed the video on the homepage of their website, he has had a number of clients specifically say they decided to use his services because of that video. At Trussell Media, we help businesses create engaging videos to host on their websites, email to clients, and use in their social media marketing. Contact us if you're interested in creating a video for your homepage today. TrussellMedia.com. Fill out the form at TrussellMedia.com/contact. Let us help you tell your story through video.
And we're back. I wasn't ready. So, top 3 ways to cook a potato. Let's go, Matt.
Number 3, mashed with some gravy.
What kind of gravy?
It doesn't matter, brown, white. It depends on what I'm eating with it, but
Orange.
no.
Oh, you said it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, white or brown gravy, but
Oh, okay.
I mean, sometimes just with a little bit of butter. I mean, it's fine too.
That's all you need.
Butter and salt. Number 2, slice it really thin
Okay.
and then put it in some piping hot oil and make your own homemade
Potato chips?
potato chips.
Yeah.
And even if they're just a little bit thicker, maybe if you can get that 1/16 of an inch out of it, so it's still a little soft in the middle, but it's crispy on the outside, then you got that. Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, those are
Okay.
good. I like
Super
that.
good.
I love that with crappie.
Yeah, well, and a little salt and pepper on top of that. It's good stuff. And then number 1, I actually had to text my mom to figure out what this was called. And I don't ever remember. She told me what they were called, but I don't remember her calling them this. So I'm just going to say it's a potato casserole. But
With like hash browns?
yes. So
Yeah.
the actual name of it's called scalloped potatoes.
Scalloped, like sports.
Yeah. Like ESCA.
So they're electronically scalloped?
Apparently. But yeah, that's where you take the hash browns, throw in some, what'd she say?
This podcast not sponsored by
EA.
Sports. I've never heard of scalloped. They have cheese in them?
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
So it's got
Giddy up.
the frozen hash browns, which my mom uses the really small cut Orida potatoes instead of the hash browns.
Yeah.
And then 1 cream of chicken soup, cheddar cheese, and then she puts in a sour cream, and then she puts in bell pepper and onion instead of just onion.
Yeah.
And that
sounds good.
I could sit there, I can eat that whenever. She typically just makes it for holidays and makes it, and comes over. She knows it's one of my favorite things to eat, and will make that. And
yeah.
It's awesome.
That sounds good.
It is. It's really good.
All right. We have some similarities, just so you know.
Okay.
Number 3, and I will give a caveat here. Every time I'm talking about cooking a potato, it is fresh. It's not frozen. Okay? I'm just saying.
Let's just be clear.
Being very clear here.
Out the gate.
French fried potatoes.
Boom.
So, in all honesty, if you're using just a straight potato, you can go Five Guys thick, Cajun Shack thick,
Shoestring.
or you can go all the way down to shoestring.
Oh, yeah.
But you fry it. As long as they're not soggy. Preferably well seasoned. You'd be in good shape.
Dude, speaking of French fried potatoes, I went to Spangles for the first time in years.
They hit different.
Their fry game with a little bit of buffalo seasoning.
Yeah.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah.
Those are some good fries.
I don't like buffalo flavor.
Oh, yeah. If you don't like, it's not like, I don't know. It's hard to
It's
explain.
just when you order fries, it comes out with buffalo seasoning.
You can order it dusted with buffalo like
powder, fairy dust.
Yeah, it's a little salty and
Yeah,
it's good.
it's been
I love buffalo, but
It's been long.
years since I've been to Spangles.
So it's been years.
I
and
probably
years.
hadn't eaten there 6 years.
It was probably longer than that for me.
Yeah,
And then I had my first Pepsi in like probably the same amount of time.
yeah,
And it hit my soul, man.
yeah.
I'm back on the wagon.
Look at you, man.
Back on the wagon,
Yeah,
boys.
Pepsi's back.
Hey, that episode we did talking about top 3 French fries.
Yeah.
I went and got some McDonald's fries after that episode.
Did you?
Yep. They were good, but I didn't feel good later.
Yeah.
There's some about them, man. They're just not
Mess you
real.
up.
They say they're real Idaho potatoes, but I'm not quite so sure.
I don't know if I believe that. I remember I was back in high school and I met somebody at summer camp. It was like those are real potatoes, but they like turn them into a powder and then spray them into a mold.
What? Really?
I don't know if it's true.
Is
I'm
it like
just telling you what he was telling
It's like
me?
the pink slime that they make the chicken nuggets out of. Have you
don't
seen
know.
that video?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're so good though.
Anyway, so number 2, mashed, but I'm going a little bit more detailed than what Matt was saying. So my wife makes mashed potatoes, and she adds. So you cook the potatoes, you mash them down a little bit, and you add sour cream, cheese, salt,
cheesy
pepper.
potatoes.
No, they're not cheesy. That's just part of it. It's not.
But
even,
that's what we would call cheesy potatoes.
no,
in
if you scoop it up, it's not like strings of cheese in
No.
there.
I get it. That's what we call cheesy potatoes in my house. So don't tell me what we call cheesy potatoes.
Hey, why
I
don't
know
you
exactly what
Hey,
you're
why
talking
don't you
about.
quit interrupting the man?
with some butters.
Listen,
when
I'll
he-
stop
when-
interrupting him when you
when
jackhole
he-
stop interrupting me.
Let him finish the recipe. Come on.
with some butter, sour cream, cream cheese, bacon bits, salt, pepper, some chives, all mashed in there together.
Yeah.
To the point where it's so creamy that gravy would be too much. Like it's
Yeah. Yep.
And that's actually when we have mashed potatoes at our house. That's what they are.
See, now have you ever tried that? Do you remember the little hot dog boats that they used to make? Did you ever have those in school? Where they would cut a hot dog in half and then they'd put the potato with the cheese
No.
on top of it? Game change. So
Never had a hot dog at school lunch. I don't
Be
know. I don't remember it.
Midwestern thing.
I could have
maybe.
blocked it out.
But anyway, so next time, I mean, I know when you fix those, typically you're having a really nice meal. But if you're not, just cut a hot dog in half and put that potato, just like a ice cream scoop of it
Yeah.
worth on top of it, and a little bit of cheddar sprinkled on top, and then
Yeah.
game changer.
On bread?
No,
Just hot dog is the bottom.
Yep.
That's the base.
yep. It surprisingly, it's
Yeah.
Pretty
I'd give
darn
that a
good.
go. I mean, you could really dress that up with some sausage instead of hot dog.
you could down home sausage would be
Yeah.
excellent on that.
All right, number 1,
We're poor.
I was about to.
We don't have 4 cars.
I was. You got more wheels in your house than I do. And not even counting assistive devices on that.
They're
one.
just not even. They're just not attached to anything. There's a lot of wheels. There's no.
All right. So I was in disagreement with you on your fried potato chips until you got to that 1/16 of an inch. My mom would make these. She just called them fried potatoes, but they were skillet fried.
Mm-hmm.
She sliced them thin. They'd get brown and crispy on the
outs.
edges, but this tender center. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, that is
Phenomenal.
that's the best way to eat a potato, in my opinion. That there is no.
Yep.
That's so good. That's fantastic. I just I'm thinking I'm about to tear up thinking about how good.
Did your
that
mom
stuff
have
is.
like a slicer thing, or she'd go all?
No, she just cutting them with her hand.
with her
she
hand,
Didn't,
yeah.
She didn't have kitchen gadgets. She was,
Yeah.
but also she was not like a world renowned chef either. She's a basic meat and potatoes kind of thing. So, and when we're talking potatoes, she knew how to do them right. So that's my number 1. Troy, what you got?
Number 3, fried chips. That's what I call them. Same thing like you were just talking about. Number 2 for me, and I've mentioned it before on the show, but it's the middle school boys mashed potatoes. When I was in middle school, our youth group, our Sunday school class, when we were in middle school, our Sunday school teacher, he had us over to lunch probably 2 or 3 times a year.
You've talked about this before.
Yeah, and his wife would
We
make...
have new listeners now, too.
I'm just saying I've heard it before.
Yeah, his wife would make these mashed potatoes kind of like Ashley makes with, butter, sour cream, cheese, chives, bacon bits, all mashed in it.
And what were they called?
Yeah, middle school boys mashed potatoes.
Yeah. I remember I had something inappropriate to say about that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Of course you did.
Got the Dalai Lama sitting over here.
They're
Suck my tongue.
they're delicious, and that's how I make my mashed potatoes at home. So
You leave the skin on the potatoes, or do you peel them?
I don't peel them completely. I just,
Skin on. Boom. Let it be. This is the way.
This is the way.
Yeah.
I get most of it off, but
Yeah.
then I get tired about the 5th or 6th potato. I'm like, screw it.
Yeah.
Just throw it in.
So I got enough of it.
Yeah. Then number 1, French fried. Absolutely. I like them French fried like my mom used to do them, that you still have never had, Chet.
Yep.
And
see where I am on the old scale there.
How many years, 20 years you been in the family?
21.
22.
22.
Y'all just celebrated 20 though, right?
A couple years ago.
Time flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, man, one of these days you might get them. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I think you guys are talking about dreams, something that never really happened. Just trying to rub it. How awesome would it be as a prank to the new member of the family, where you're getting together and you're like, hey, let's come up with this idea. Or we say that the matriarch of the family cooks this thing the best anybody's ever had in their entire life.
And then not let them have any.
And then just talk about how good it is, but it never really happened. I think that's where we are with these French fries.
No, it does.
She's even made them for things since I've been involved with the family. I just wasn't there. And I think they're all like, oh, yeah, let's tell them, Chet, we had them. That'd be a great prank. And if you...
I wish it was a prank now, but it's not. And those fries are delicious. I think about my mom and those fries kind of like you do with your mom. And those. And she taught me how to make them, so,
Yeah.
I'll pass that down, man. They're so good.
Pass it down to who? Me? Like, can you make some?
No, I can make it. I'll pass it down to my kids.
Well, have your kids make them for me then. I need to taste some of these at some point.
My mom's still with us. She'll get around to it.
Well,
Mom, if you're listening, Chet needs
she knows
French fries.
Honorable mentions.
Maybe at the men's retreat this year, maybe we can convince her
Maybe
to make some for the men's retreat.
I don't know. I'm not holding my breath.
Get to work, Troy.
I've got an honorable mention on hash browns, and I want to refer back to my previous statement, like real potatoes never frozen. I got the old cheese grater out a couple months ago.
Oh, yeah.
And
Shredding your own?
And then you soak them twice. So you get the starch out of there.
Yeah.
And then you dry them out, and then you make your hash browns with that.
Now that's how I saw that the reason the McDonald's French fries were so good is because that's what they do.
They soak them? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But I love cooking hash browns like that. In fact, one of the reasons I hadn't gotten one of those Blackstone griddles is because I would eat too many potatoes.
There's always never enough room when you're making those chips.
Yeah.
There's never enough room in the pan. It takes so long to make them.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if you had that Blackstone, that whole thing, boy, you do like 6 potatoes on that at one time.
Yep.
And there you go. You just down 6 potatoes.
Just like that.
Because you can.
So healthy.
Dude, when I'm cooking those French fries and I'm cooking fish at the same time, usually, I probably eat enough for 2 or 3 people before I even serve my family.
So
it's bad.
My routine on fish fries, and I've done a lot of them, I don't eat the meal because I'm already done.
Oh, yeah.
By the time it's everybody else's turn, I've already,
Yeah, same thing.
Got to sample
Well,
everything.
the horrible
sample
thing,
the fish. Got to sample the fish. Make sure.
You don't want people to get sick.
No.
But the
doing it for them.
opposite of that is a crawfish boil, because you're like cooking, dumping it on the table for everybody. Then you're going back and cooking.
Yeah.
And you never get any.
Well, you could change that too.
Well, I do.
Yeah. It's like, you pour a little out there.
Pour a little out for
size.
myself, which I got one coming up. I'm super excited.
Yeah. They're Garjos is bringing them in pretty cheap right now.
Mm-hmm.
$3 a pound.
Yeah.
In Kansas.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's getting so many orders. I think you can.
Yeah. He had to get a bigger trailer.
Yeah, you saw where he broke his axle or whatever?
Yes.
That's awesome.
He's doing the Lord's work.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Any other honorable mentions?
Nope.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm good.
Tater tots got left off.
Yeah, not a big fan.
Not a big fan of tater tots.
No.
Not enough to make my top 3.
Yeah. And then when we got to fries, it wasn't waffle fries. It's just regular fries.
Yeah. I like regular.
Yeah. So
I kind of went the same direction you did with fresh.
yeah,
Like
the Sonic. So there's Sonic in Council Grove, and that's like the fast food place I'd stop by, going back and forth to the lease. Like one day, I got some tater tots there, and it was, oh my gosh. Like I like mark this day down. These are the best tater tots I've ever had in my entire life. And fast food places are going to fluctuate, but they normally fluctuate, high and low. And these things were like way up there. Never had tater tots this good. Yeah, they closed down.
That sucks.
I will never be able to get back up there again.
no more Sonic in Council Grove.
No more Sonic in Council Grove.
Oh man.
I like the little round ones that Chick-fil-A cooks for breakfast.
Oh yeah,
They're probably that good because they're loaded with MSG though. So.
Well, MSG and your crisp to soft center ratio is different.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty good in those.
Yeah.
Yeah. The little discs.
All right, let's move on to our good word. Matt, what you got for us?
I don't know what the word singular would be.
Words, good words.
Good words.
But the good word today is coming out of Isaiah 40, verse 8. It says, the grass withers and the flowers fall, but the word of our God endures forever. And it's, we're coming off of celebrating the resurrection. And you had this relatively tiny group of people that were spreading the word. And they were doing so against the giant of the Roman Empire. At that point in time, I can't remember how many people were part of the Roman Empire, but I mean, this was the most powerful empire that had ever existed, up until that point. And what happened? It withered away. And the word of those disciples and the people that were preached to and spread the word continues today, to where that group is roughly 2.5 billion people. So it's just kind of it's amazing to think about that small group overcame all of that, preached the gospel to the nations, and it has continued to grow, keeping this verse that we've had kingdoms come and go, we've had generations come and go, but that word has continued. And
it's not just come and go. There were whole nations set up on eradicating it.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
Against
it's not just existing
people trying to stop it.
Yeah.
And we're going to crucify you. We're going to kill you. It doesn't matter. That word's going to continue to spread, which I think is just it's pretty powerful to think about everything that survived. And so it must have, to be there during that time when it's happening, how awesome would that have been to see firsthand, So I don't know. Maybe the good word is endures.
That's what I wrote down, Matt.
Thank you.
You did well.
Yeah. But I mean, focus on that because that's never going to change. That's never going to die. It's never going to go away.
Can't stop it.
You can't stop it. Might as well join it.
You should.
Can't beat them, join them. Yep.
Unless it's Bud Light. Don't join them.
Thanks for ending your good word with some Bud Light.
Yeah, there you go.
Talk there, Matt. Really, really appropriate. All right. Thanks for joining us. Tune in next week for another exciting episode.
Thanks for listening to the Hardheaded Podcast. Don't forget to share this podcast with others to help us get the word out.
Also, if you haven't yet, please rate and review the show. This helps our podcast show up in other people's suggested shows that may or may not have listened to us before.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.